She's running.
Assalamu alaikum. You start loose braking, and the first suspect, the brake pads. But as you can see, there is lots of brake pad material still on these pads, but still they were the first suspect. So we've removed the caliper to service the front brake caliper in order to improve the braking power. And I assure you, just servicing this can improve a lot. You don't need to remove the hose line because you'll be just wasting the brake fluid. What we need to do is just remove these pins to get the pads out, and then we can service the calipers. The pins are held by E-clips. We just need to remove them. Use a tester. Remove the E-clips gently. Make sure to put finger on them so they just don't go around flying. Once you're done with both E-clips, you can spray some brake part cleaner. We're using Liquimoly brakes and parts cleaner. You can use any brand available to clear things up and loosen up the pins. So we'll just spray a little bit on this side, a little bit on the top. We just want to loosen up the pins. So we're not just thoroughly cleaning them, so that really helps. Let the pins slide out easily. The brake pads are being pressed by a spring on the top. Just press the pads gently and you will be able to remove the pins. So now, as you can see, the pads are loose and we can get them out easily. On the back plate of the pads, you can see the plate's clean. There is no marks, rubbing marks from the piston, so this shows that the pistons are working properly. Secondly, we'll inspect the brake pad material later. So now removing the other pad. Once you've removed the pads, you can thoroughly clean the brake caliper. Feel free to use brake parts cleaner. You can even use a brush, or if your caliper is pretty dirty, you can use some soapy water to brush it off. Since this is a pretty new bike, the caliper is almost new, so we will just use this brake part cleaner. We'll use the part cleaner on the back of the plate, not on the braking material. After you've cleaned the back plate, we should apply some silicone grease on the back. This notch basically indicates how much braking material is left. So as you can see, there is a lot, almost more than 3 mm. New pads have about 5 mm of this braking material, and the service limit is below 1 mm. So until and unless this line just disappears and the brake pad material has worn down to 1 mm, you don't really need to change your brake pads. Just servicing your braking system, changing your brake fluid should do the trick for you. Also, we're inspecting the wear and tear on these pads. It's in circular motion, which shows that the full pad is being applied and it's working properly. Here in this case also, this pad also seems to be working properly. It doesn't has patches, which shows that this has been working unstably. Next, we're going to use some WD-40 on the pins, guiding pins, and the E-clips. Before we put them back, we'll just try to remove any rust on them. Make sure they're not worn off and they allow the pads to easily move on them, because if that's not the case, the pads are going to get stuck on them and not move easily under braking. So these pins are fine. They've just got some rust. We've cleaned them up and they're good to go. We'll also clean the clips. Take some paper towel and clean the inside of the brake calipers. Make sure to push back the pistons if they're out, because before putting back the brake pads we need to push those pistons out. Okay, the calipers looks nice and tidy, pretty shiny new. Now we're going to put some silicone lubricant on the pins and the back of brake pads, but you should be using silicone grease on the back of the pads, and this silicone lubricant should be used for the guiding pins. Make sure the back plate faces the pistons. Okay, we've installed them. Now we're putting some silicone lubricant onto the pins to help them slide in easily, and also to perform the job easily. You just need to press the pads from below to let the pins go away. Now the second pin, again we're applying some silicone lubricant. In goes the pin. Now we'll put the E-clips back in. Use the tester to get them into place. There is a notch on those sliding pins where the E-clips are locked in. Now the other one. So now as you can see, the pins are in, the pads are in. We'll move the pads onto the sides to make some space for the disc, because this caliper needs to go onto the brake disc. So the disc is on. The brake bolts, we need to apply some Loctite on this. We have applied some Loctite. We'll put the bolts back and tighten them up according to factory spec, the torque measurement which is mentioned in the manual for the specific bike. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.